I wanted to say one of the things that I've loved about your podcast, Sensual Self, for years now is that you never leave us without a practice to cement whatever has been in the episode. And if there's any kind of really simple thing that you would love people to try doing to just be in their bodies a little bit more and listen to their bodies a little bit more, what would you recommend?
Yeah. I appreciate you mentioning that about my podcast because that's a very intentional ad. In the podcast world, we're used to listening with our minds. We're trying to input information, and that's great. I love to listen to a good podcast, but I also want for folks to be able to embody what they're listening to. One practice that I love to give people who are like, all right, I'm in, like I want to be more in my body. What do I do? Is a really simple practice that is very profound. And what you'll need to do is carve out some moments in time where you won't be interrupted. If that means you have to close the door, put your phone on Do Not Disturb, please do so. And whenever you're ready, you are going to find a comfortable position, whether that is laying flat on your back with your knees up to the sky, so your feet firmly planted on the ground. Maybe you're sitting in a chair, maybe you're lying on your bed, whatever your body is asking for in terms of comfort, in terms of space, I invite you to give that to your body. And then what you'll do is you'll place one hand on your heart and one hand on your belly, and you'll just begin to tune in and notice your body breathing. And just have that be the first place that you land, like, oh, tuning into the breath, not trying to change the breath, not trying to make it into what it isn't, just noticing the way that your body is breathing, the rise and fall of your belly and your chest. And as you do that, pay attention to the way that your body feels in this shape that it's in. So if you're lying on your back, see if you can feel into the sensations of your back being supported by the ground or the bed underneath you. See if you can feel into like the micro sensations of softness or firmness, warmth, temperature. And then from there, take a moment, however long you want, to just pause and listen. And this isn't about like necessarily meditating. It's not necessarily about like quieting the mind. This is sort of like an inventory of like, okay, when I give my body the space, when I give my body the time, when I give myself the silence, what comes up in my body? What sensations am I noticing? What tensions or tightness? How does my breath change? I begin to like let this technique of feeling into my body and my breath fall away. And I'm just here with my body, with my mind, with my emotions. What comes up? And just notice, just pay attention. You can do this for 30 seconds. You can do this for 5 minutes. Just be a curious observer of what is happening internally, externally. And then I invite people, if it's not too cheesy for them, to say some kind of an affirmation. And that affirmation can be, I am here, I am listening. And I think that there's something really powerful about you saying to yourself and basically saying to your body that you are here, you are listening, that maybe you haven't been very good at doing those things in the past, that you are now learning this new language of being fully present to your body and to be fully present to the messages that it's bringing up without being judgmental about it, without admonishing your body for having tension or tightness or for feeling anxious and going up into a thinking mind. But you're just starting to create this relationship. You're starting to nurture a relationship of presence, of non-judgment, of just allowing your body sometimes to just be a body. And that can be so profound. It can be so profound. And what I've noticed with clients of mine, so much stuff comes up, like grief that they have been hiding from for 10 years starts to rise to the surface, or anger or curiosity about their own pleasure starts to rise. And so just be aware that your body will begin talking to you. Allow those messages to come through without judgment, without trying to make too much meaning about it. And if it's helpful at the end of this practice, you can jot a couple of notes down. Like, okay, so I did this practice for 5 minutes. Here's what I felt come up in my body. Come to this practice every day. See how it changes as you continue to show up for it.
I love that. I am here. I am listening.